Food is one of the biggest cultural elements that creates bonds between people. Here on Culture Nepal, we would like to share Nepali food with our friends and learn about their cuisine. Welcome. Today we have a young teenage member of our community from Acton Boxborough, Myda, and she has a really rich background because her heritage is from Pakistan, and she practices some of the Muslim traditions, and she's going to cook for us and tell us more about herself, her experience, and her insight about the culture, being in America and being American, and how she manages to enrich herself and learn about Pakistani culture. Myra, welcome.
Thank you. I'm Myda Gilani. Today we're going to be making aloo pakoras, which is a traditional Pakistani Indian dish that me and my family make a lot of times in our household. So I'm really excited to be here today.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, pakora is kind of popular dish in that region. So we had once Bangladeshi pakora and Nepali pakora. Now we have Pakistani pakora. Welcome. So I think you should be switching, and you're going to be cooking and showing us how to make pakoras, and its kitchen is yours.
Okay. So we're going to start off with 2 red potatoes, thinly sliced, but we've already done that, so we can set that aside. So, and you also have to wash them. So then we can put in the cilantro leaves, and we should have to chop them finely. So I'm pretty sure we have that done already.
Okay. So Myda, how often do you make pakora at your home?
We make it almost every week, honestly. It's more of a comfort dish. When I'm fasting in school, we make it for iftar, which is the opening dish for when you're done with the fast at sunset.
Oh, fasting?
Yeah.
How often do you fast?
It depends. I'm not fully obliged to fast at this age, but I fast for at least half the month as I can. So I fast during school, and pakoras is literally the only thing that keeps me throughout the day. I'm always wondering, when am I going to get a pakora? I'm so excited because my mom makes them really well. Yeah. So I get really excited when pakora is a subject.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So what we're doing first to make pakora, so this is cilantro?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's chopped finely. Then we're going to add gram flour, 6 to 8 spoons. We've already measured, so.
Okay. 6 to 8 spoons.
Okay. And then 1 egg.
Okay. Because sometimes I'm vegetarian and I don't use egg, but you can use without egg also, or you have to have an egg?
I'm pretty sure you have to use egg because it kind of combines it all together.
Right, so for this.
Yeah. Then we add 1/4 teaspoon of a salt.
Okay.
So this is also all measured.
Okay.
This adds more of a flavor to it, and it lets it cook better on the stove.
Okay.
And then we add 1/2 of a teaspoon of cumin seeds and coriander seeds. So, which is this one.
This is cumin and this is coriander.
Yeah. Okay, so we can just put that in.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah.
Can I put it? I like to be assistant in cooking.
1/2 a teaspoon. So
1/2 teaspoon.
This is gets kind of spicy.
Yeah, I like hot, so I probably would be putting all of them. Do you like hot
No,
food?
actually.
No?
My older sister Zaina, she really likes spicy food, but honestly, I stick to mild flavors.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I
Most
can't
of the
handle
people
it.
like mild,
Okay, now we're gonna add chaat masala, which adds an extra flavor to it. It's not necessary; it's optional. So I'm pretty sure this is it.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah. Okay. And then we add some water to mix it all together.
How much water do you need?
Honestly, I just wing it. Just add it until it becomes like a paste material. You don't want it to be too liquidy or too thick, because then it's not going to turn out well.
Okay. So besides potato chops, what is your favorite dish?
A Pakistani dish?
Yeah. Or in general?
A good Alfredo pasta is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But Pakistani dish-wise, I think a good chicken masala or even pakoras is one of my favorite. I'm not honestly huge on Pakistani food. I eat it a lot, but we have a lot of the basics in our house, but we don't go too extra because my younger siblings are super picky. So.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. So have you been to Pakistan, Myda?
Yeah. So I went once when I was 2 months old. I went
2 months old?
Yeah.
And you remember everything, right?
No. I went once in 2019 when I was like probably in 3rd grade.
Okay.
And that's pretty much a blur. But it was a really fun trip. We went for 2 months almost.
Okay.
And then I recently went in March after 6 years. It was insane. I missed it so much. I needed a connection back. I was literally losing it. Like, I needed to go back so bad. But yeah, I've only been 3 times in my life. But when we go, it's pretty long.
Okay.
So I went for, actually this time wasn't very long. I went for around 15 days last time.
Okay. Okay. So you were born and raised here, right? In Massachusetts?
I was born in the Virgin Islands on St. Thomas.
Uh-huh.
And I lived there for about 3 years.
Yeah.
My older sister and I were born there, and then we moved here because honestly the island was super small, and it's nice for vacation, but it's not nice to live because going to the nearest grocery store is across another island.
Oh, wow.
Because the island mile radius was 4 miles. So we moved here to Newton. That was most of my childhood, and then my little brother and little sister were born in Newton. And when my little sister was about like a month old, we moved here to Acton, and we've been living there ever since 2018.
2018. How do you like Acton?
I love it. The community is so sweet and nice.
Yeah?
And I don't go to school here, but I go to school in Concord. But it just feels like home because the community here is so kind and everything, and I love staying connected with everyone here. I volunteer here. I do a bunch of activities here. I have a bunch of friends here, so it's a really nice community.
Yeah, no,
so now the
that's
pace is ready.
So there's, I see like, I'm becoming your mom now.
Yeah.
So I see that there's a little bit of lump in there. That doesn't matter, right?
No, it doesn't.
No, it's okay to have a little
Yeah,
lump?
that's good.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay. So,
Now we need like a pan about like this big, but it's...
so you want the medium. This is actually induction stove. And so it hits very, very fast.
The oil on it.
What kind of
as
oil
in-
is that, Myda?
I think it's olive oil.
Olive oil, okay.
I'm not completely
Vegetable
sure.
oil, but you can use pretty much anything.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
you fill it up to about the rim until it's fully submerged in the oil.
Okay. Yeah, so do you want to put the oil then?
Sure.
So do you cook at home with your mom or?
It depends. When I'm really hungry after a full day of fasting and I'm honestly just like losing it, after a whole day of school and sports, I sometimes just stand by the stove and just smell the food, and I help my mom because I'm so excited to eat the food. But most of the time my mom cooks, but I've made pakoras a bunch of times because it's a super easy recipe.
Okay. So tell us about this fasting thing. I'm very fascinated. So you fast 6 months in a year?
No, not 6 months. Ramadan is basically the holy month of fasting that Muslims partake in, which basically it opens up your mind to seeing what other people are going through around the world. It allows you to have a lot better self-control. So even when I'm really hungry throughout the day, like I remember, oh yeah, I can fast. I know what it's like to not eat food for the whole day. So basically how it goes.
Compassion,
Yeah.
building compassion.
We wake up at 3 a.m. during sunrise.
Okay.
We usually do it during the winter months. This year it was around March, April-ish. So we wake up at like 3, 4 a.m. My mom and my younger siblings, they don't fast, but they wake up because of all the noise downstairs.
Yeah.
And then my mom starts cooking the food, and I can eat whatever I want in the morning. I drink a bunch of water, and then there's a certain time when you have to stop eating.
Oh,
so it can
okay.
be like 5:22, 5:23, 5:24, and every single day it becomes like closer. Because we have to dip the potato slices in them, and I don't want it to be too thick because then it's going to take very long, and then it's going to be too burnt, and then the inside's not going to be cooked.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's good.
That's good? Okay. So now.
Okay, so now we're going to take one fritter.
Yeah.
They should be like this thinly sliced. They shouldn't be too thick. And then honestly, this is not the most efficient way, but it's fun too. You dip it in on both sides, and then you place it on. About 10 to 12, depending on the pan size, can fit in there.
Okay.
So you can do some too if you'd like.
Oh, okay, sure.
So you just dip it on both sides.
Okay. Oh, it's
That's
not
why a thin
sticking.
batter it takes a while because this batter's kind of thick.
So this is actually a very different way of making pakora than I am used to.
Really?
Yeah, so I am used to just boiling potato first and mushing.
I think the flavors will be really well mixed in here.
Potato is a
because-
really good vegetable.
Yeah.
It
We
goes
can make more room. Actually.
More on top of it.
Yeah, that
Oh,
could
look
fit.
at you! You're if You were more efficient than me.
Yeah. So about when it gets a little bit thick on the rims,
Yeah.
I mean on the sides, we can just wait 3 to 5 minutes and then we'll flip it on each side because we don't want to overcook it too much.
So this is actually a introductory dish after Ramadan fasting.
Yeah, so a lot of households.
In a lot of households?
Yeah,
I was going to ask
we
that.
just have it a lot because, as I said, my family is like, not my family, my parents aren't really, but me and my brother and sister,
Yeah.
my younger ones, were all kind of picky. So
Yeah.
this is just a nice dish to have at home, and it's super easy to make.
It might be. Wait, I don't know.
We can see.
Yeah, it does.
I think maybe a fork would work better.
Every kitchen is different and
Yeah.
every stove is different, so that's also a challenge. It looks good. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit burnt, but the next batch will be better because now we
Yeah.
know to flip it sooner.
Yeah.
I usually have it with ketchup. It's kind of basic, but I like
Yeah.
to have it with it. I think
Wha-
they're ready now.
What about with mayonnaise?
Oh, I've never
And
tried it with it.
mustard and mayonnaise.
Yeah. So that's the point of the,
Oh, this looks good.
yeah. Now they're ready, so we can just take them out.
Is this cooked? Well?
Yeah, they are. Cores are made in like a bunch of different ways. We put potatoes in ours,
Mhm.
but sometimes like my dad usually likes to eat the ones with the veggies inside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So there's no potato, but I like them with potato because I feel like they get a better kick.
I think I'm using my left hand, that's why.
Yeah. Okay. We can make another round because it's already heated.
Okay, so so when we're making, tell me more about Ramadan. How do you feel about being a Pakistani heritage in school? Is there more Pakistani students there, or you're the only
No,
one?
I'm the only Muslim girl. I'm actually besides my little sister and little brother, but
Oh,
we're the
really?
only Muslim family in our school.
In your school. What is the
Yeah.
school again?
It's a school in Concord, but it's hard to maintain my culture and my religion while everyone around me is practicing something different.
Okay.
But I have a really good community back home in Pakistan, and my parents are really nice and supportive, and I have my sisters and brother, so.
So one of my question is, when you're fasting for Eid, Ramadan, right?
Yeah, Eid is it's basically like the Christmas, but for Muslims. So at the whole end of the month,
Yeah.
we have a 3-day festival called Eid al-Fitr,
Okay.
which basically maybe we can try to fit one more.
I'm sorry about not being so educated on
It's
the
okay.
Muslim. So Eid is different than Ramadan.
Yeah, Ramadan's a month of fasting, and Eid is basically, here, you can use this
Okay.
one. Eid is basically when we all gather together as family friends, and that's the Eid where we get money. There's 2 Eids in the year. One Eid is just like a celebration, and the other one you get money after Ramadan.
Ooh.
So I get it from my grandparents and stuff. I really
It's
wish
like
I could.
Dasai, yeah.
I really wish I could spend Eid in Pakistan, in Dubai
Then
too.
you get
I've heard
lots
it's
of
really
money.
good. Yeah, because all my relatives are there. When I was on the plane ride to Pakistan, I had to make a whole family tree because my
Will
mom's
they
like,
give
we're
me-
meeting this person this day, and we're meeting this person, and I got so
That's
scared.
like
and I'm
Dasai.
like, how many people?
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
But
That's
I
like
always look
Dasai.
forward to Eid. I think that's the thing that gives me the drive to fast. Also, just the
Everybody
compassion
gives
you get.
money to everyone, or certain rules?
Well, my
there's certain
parents
rules.
give. It's mostly grandparents and parents, but
Give the children.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's
So
just
I
the
can't.
children.
I won't get money if I go to eat in your house.
no,
Oh,
you have to
that's
give
a
the money.
bummer. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
For me.
Ramadan and fasting is super rewarding
Okay.
because you get to have compassion and self-responsibility and like dignity to see what other people in the world are going through.
One of my concern is when you're fasting in Ramadan and going to school,
Oh, that's
can
hard.
you focus? Yeah, can you focus on studies? Can you can you act? Can you participate in activities because you're
Yeah.
hungry constantly?
So I played Ramadan's mostly during the tennis season, and I play tennis. So I
Oh,
play
wow.
tennis during school and stuff. It's just for the warm-ups when you unnecessarily need water and all, and you just run. I just politely ask the coach, I'm like, hey, can I sit out for this? And I explain to them why, and they're like, sure. But I play for the other rounds. I do drills and all with them, and I go to school and I play PE and stuff. It's really hard, honestly, from the 12 to 3 mark.
Yeah.
That's where it really hits me because I sit at lunch with all my friends, and everyone knows me in school for like the girl who just gives everyone food because my house is stocked with food because I have
Yeah.
3 other siblings.
Yeah.
And we're Pakistani, so we obviously have food.
Yeah.
But I think that people are just surprised that like, oh my God, you can actually participate in math class and get a good grade while not drinking water and eating for the whole day. It's just a lot of self-trust and
I think a lot of fasting is pretty much very spiritual in terms
Yeah,
of finding
it's-
yourself, your weakness and your
It's
strength.
very individual. You can not fast for one day, but I usually just
So you cannot fast for one day?
well, you can not fast for as many days as you want. There's a lot of
Oh.
exceptions if you're really old or you're really young.
Oh.
It's really only highly encouraged when you're around 11 or 12. And then until like you have kids and all, you're not fully obliged. If you have like a mental sickness or anything, then you don't have to, but it's highly encouraged. And I think it's a really good way to stay close to your culture because that's what,
Yeah.
there's just such a nice community. And it's so funny because me and my family, like our house lights are the only ones on at 3 a.m. in the
Right.
whole community. But
What about praying? I heard that there is like a strict praying schedule for Muslim community. Like you have to pray in the morning, in the afternoon,
there's
like
5
whatever.
prayers per day.
Okay.
I tried to get to at least 3 of them, but with school, honestly, it's pretty hard. So that it's
So-
not obliged, but it's a really nice way to connect. So there's
Is-
5 prayers a day.
5
So
prayers
one
a
is
day.
in the morning around 4 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And there's also exceptions. If you can't make the 4 a.m. one, then I usually do it at 6 a.m.
Okay.
It's just like a little bit more, like, it's just an exception, really.
Okay.
So it's a really loose religion, but there's also, it's kind of black and white. So there's some grays in praying and there's some grays in Ramadan, but it's really black and white. It's pretty straightforward. So I find that really helpful because it's not confusing and I don't get confused. And it's hard to be the only Muslim in my school, but it's also rewarding because there's so many people back home
Yeah.
that are just like me.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's really good to connect with Pakistan at some times. I just wish I visited there often.
Oh, okay.
But I have my sisters and I have my brother and I have my parents.
So what about other Muslims, like not from Pakistan? Are there any other Muslims community in the town or the school other than
We're not
Pakistan?
very close with them. My mom is though. It just, they're a lot older than me and all. I just haven't met one Muslim person yet who's my age who I really connect
Oh, really?
to. Yeah. So
So Muslim religion, like for example, Bangladesh also has a Muslim religion, right?
yeah.
They practice Muslim religion, and also like other countries, you know, like
Yeah.
Arabic countries. So what's the difference between their practices and Pakistani practices?
Well, I actually take Arabic classes. My Arabic teacher's from Egypt.
Uh-huh.
So I
Oh,
talked to her
wow.
about Egypt and all, and she lives in Cairo, Egypt.
Okay.
And she speaks English pretty well and all. And I talked to her about fasting in Ramadan, and she's like, wow, over here we all speak Arabic, over here we all do this, over here we all do that. And it's really interesting to get the insight on other people's cultures, but with the same religion.
Yeah.
So I'm learning Arabic, and I also, oh no, this is pretty burnt.
I know.
There's so many variety of Muslims around the world.
Uh-huh.
Like there can be literally an American Muslim, there can be a Chinese Muslim, there can be any type of Muslim. It's just a religion that connects us all.
By the way, when I think of Muslim, I always thought you're supposed to wear burqa or
Yeah.
you know, like cover your face or stuff. What is
So
the
it depends. As I said, like Islam is a pretty individual religion. You can choose whether or not to wear the hijab or. I dress pretty modestly, so I always cover my legs and I sometimes show my arms. So in school when we have the soccer uniforms and the tennis uniforms, it's always pretty hard to fit in. So when we're taking a photo line, I'm just like the one girl in black leggings and I'm always the odd one out. So it's pretty singling me out. But I have really nice friends that are always encouraging and kind, but it's kind of isolating sometimes. But
Yeah.
I know I'm doing this for myself, and I know there's so many different types of Muslims around the world.
Yeah.
And just because you don't wear a hijab, that doesn't mean you're not a Muslim. It's really just, I think my culture and like the clothes I wear is basically my hijab. I think that's the way I express myself
Yeah.
as being a Muslim. So I
Yeah.
don't think necessarily you have to wear a burqa or you have to wear a hijab. That's your personal choice, but I think just depending on how you own it.
So you're kind of caught in between this
Yeah, that's the
modern
thing.
world.
I'm very in the middle. I try to take the middle path. I try to balance my American life and my Pakistani life. And when I went to Pakistan this March, I was like hanging over on the American life. Like I needed some Pakistani exposure.
Yeah.
And when I went back to my cousin, I'm like, wow, they know the culture so well and everything. And I honestly wish sometimes I was a little bit more connected
Yeah.
to that than I was. But I really try. Like I'm in the car and I'm like, hey mom, can you speak some Urdu to me? And I try to make the sentences.
not
My
good.
grammar's so bad. But I'm learning Arabic and Urdu. I know Urdu, I can understand it, and I can kind of speak it. But.
So is Arabic, is Urdu has the same script as Arabic script?
Yes, but they talk differently.
Yeah, because I think...
Arabic's more in the throat, Urdu's more vocal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you say hello in Arabic and versus Urdu?
Well, actually, both are the same. In a lot of Muslim cultures, Assalamu alaikum means peace be upon you. So I say that to my parents every single morning. And
Salam alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
And then in Arabic, if you want to say my name is, you can say Ana ismi Myda.
In Arabic?
Yeah, that's my name is Myda. And then in Urdu, it's Mera naam Myda hai.
Yeah, because Urdu to me sounds more Hindi.
Yeah, they have a pretty similar language. So basically, I kind of know Hindi too.
Yeah.
My parents know Persian because they knew it because they grew up in Pakistan. So
Oh,
that's why we don't
okay.
relate to some of these things on these levels.
Yeah.
But overall, they're so supportive and nice, and it's really fun talking to them in their
Right.
language because I want to uphold that. too.
Right, right. No, that's very, very rich and interesting.
Yeah.
So you're learning Urdu and Arabic?
I'm learning how to speak it properly, but I can
Okay.
understand it fluently, and I'm learning I know how to read Arabic. I just don't know how to speak it fully yet.
So
I know
is-
a couple words here and there, but
Is there an Arabic population in this town or?
no.
No?
There's a huge Arabic population, or like an Arab population around the world. It just, I'm not exposed to it as much.
Oh, okay. So what are you doing in a school or any activities to help other people understand your slight, difference?
Well, honestly, everyone knows me for it, so there's nothing much I can do. I go to a small private school, so everyone knows each other, and there's only
Yeah.
like 30 kids in my grade. So everyone knows me for the girl that wears leggings and for girl that dresses modestly and stuff. So it's isolating when all my friends are like wearing shorts and all, but I honestly, they say, why do you wear leggings? You're insecure, but I'm confident enough to just be the only one
Yeah.
not wearing shorts. So
Yeah.
I think it's really important to
Yeah.
have friends that support you
Yeah.
when you're different.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming and sharing
thank
this,
you for having
your
me.
experience. But we have actually finished cooking pakora. Do
A
you?
couple of these are pretty much burnt, but like
It's,
this one, I don't think these are gonna taste good. But pakoras that look like this are pretty much good because you can taste them well with a good sauce and all.
Yeah.
So if we have any sauces, we can try it out.
Oh my God, that looks awesome. So how are we gonna eat now? And I'm
So
ready
we can
to eat.
serve it with mint chutney, but we don't have that here today. So we're gonna use some ketchup or chili garlic sauce, which is over here.
Okay.
So we can transfer that onto these plates if you want to
Okay.
do that.
Yeah.
So I usually like to dip them like that.
We don't even need a
Yeah.
spoon. Oh, okay. We don't even need a plate. Okay. So can I have one? All right. Which one? Which sauce
I
do you
usually
like?
like ketchup. but-
Ketchup? Okay, I'll try the ketchup. I'll follow the expert advice. All right. I haven't fasted for Ramadan, but I get to enjoy this.
Yeah, it's a really fun dish and it's super easy to make. So
You make me want to fast for Ramadan now.
I always look forward to this specific dish. It's really
This is
fun.
really
Yeah.
good. Well, thank you so much, Myda, for coming and showing us how to make and sharing your. Do you have any last thing you want to share with us? Anything you want to say? Tell us. Before we-
I don't think so. I would just say that it's really important if you're living here and you have parents from a different country, and if you're growing up here as a first generation American, I think it's really important to uphold your culture, and there's always going to be people there for you. So even if you might not find them yet, it's good to uphold your culture in simple ways like this. So.
Wow, that's very good. Yeah, it has a lot of wisdom in our culture, right?
Yeah.
And we don't want to lose those wisdom that, that we learn from, like, being compassionate through fasting or whatever.
There's
So-
just like the simple ways you can connect with your community, so I would say to stay connected.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
coming, and thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy this pakora at your home and maybe fast. Who knows?